Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Listen, I don't know why I'm saying that like I'm a famous YouTuber. I've literally recorded 3 videos. I think it's my 3rd one. But anyway, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Aidan Kalinsky. I'm 20 years old and I live in the UK, okay? So I don't really have a specific structure or an agenda for this video or how I'm going to cover it or frame it. But the main topic of the video is going to be how I escaped the rat race or the matrix or whatever you want to call it at only 19 years old. Okay, I know I said I'm 20 now. That's because I did it when I was 19. I've been doing it for about a year. Okay, I'm going to cover how it feels. I'm going to cover how I did it. I'm going to cover, how you can do it yourself, the kind of person you need to become, and the people you need to hang around with. Okay, so going from working the typical 9 to 5 rat race matrix, all this kind of stuff where you're controlled in every single regard. Regarding when you can and can't go to the toilet, when you can and can't go on holiday, the clothes you wear to work, and just most of your life, basically your finances, your freedom, like all of this kind of stuff. How I went from that at 19, how I went from that to now living the life that I want to live. I travel and work wherever I want to, and I'll cover that in a second. Wherever I want to work, I can work. I could work from the roof for all I care. Doesn't matter, as long as I've got my phone and my laptop, I can do it. I cover when I want to work. Doesn't matter if I want to wake up at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I can do that as long as I get the work done. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but if I wanted to work at 2 p.m. and then stop at 4 p.m, I can if I want to. Like I have the power to do that. I can wear whatever I want to work, because I work for myself now. I can wear whatever I want. Some mornings, it's funny actually, some mornings, like I do just sit there in my dressing gown on the PC, my dressing gown and my boxers, because I can, I have complete freedom. Like make as much money as I want to, work wherever I want, whenever I want, wearing whatever I want, and I can also go to the toilet whenever I want. Okay, which you'd be surprised isn't that much of a luxury or a privilege in the 9 to 5 corporate rat race matrix world. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get into how I did it, how you can do it yourself, because I do seriously believe if you are like me, right, and I will admit I am very fortunate to live in a first world country and not have any serious disabilities. But I want to say, if you are like me, which a lot of the UK are, very fortunate to not have any serious disabilities or serious disadvantages. You live in a first world country, you have a job, you can work a job, you have a working body, a working brain, you can see, hear, talk, smell, all of this kind of stuff. If you've got all of these things, right, which a lot of people are very fortunate to have, and it's likely that you watching this video probably have them as well, then I seriously don't think that there's any excuse to not be able to do what I've done. Okay, so I'm going to cover how I did it, the business model I did, the people I met, how I just the kind of person that I had to become. I'm going to cover everything so you can get a true idea of how you can do it yourself, and hopefully I can inspire you to take the same journey. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to end the video here. I'll see you in the next one. I'll make another clip and I'll cover how it looks, how I did it, and my experience so far. Okay, so the only way for you to truly understand how I got here is to know where I started from. I want to make this very clear. I didn't have any handouts. I had to do this all myself. I've fully been in the trenches. I've been at the point where I've just been like, what is my life? What am I going to do with myself? Is this it? I hate myself. I hate my life. I've been there. Okay. Not too long ago as well. Just a year ago, just a year and a half ago, I was there. So when I was 16 years old, obviously I left school. I had no plan. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I got the first job I could find at Home Bargains. For those of you that don't know where that is a supermarket in the UK. I was on £5.93 an hour and I was pulling in about £500 a month. Okay, which at 17 is okay, especially with no bills, but it's not good. Okay, so I started there, and I was also doing a carpentry course alongside at college with an apprenticeship. So I had 3 things going on. I had a carpentry course, a carpentry apprenticeship, and I worked at Home Bargains in the evenings. And that was my life for a good, 7 months, I think. For 7 months, I was doing about 12-hour days. I was doing 8 hours a day of, either I was at college or I was doing my apprenticeship, and then in the evenings I'd do 4 or 5 hours in the evening at Home Bargains stacking shelves. Okay, and I was making at that point total like £600 a month. Okay, so 400 from Home Bargains and about £200 a month from the apprenticeship, which I was being seriously underpaid for, by the way. So yeah, that's how I started. That was my life for about 7 months, and it was horrible. I hated it, and I just had no idea how I was going to get out. And luckily, and now I can see this now, looking back, the best thing to ever happen to me was the fact that I ripped a tendon in my right arm, my right tricep. I ripped a tendon from going to the gym. Okay, so I was doing some exercise and my tricep just tore. And honestly, it wasn't just some kind of tear, it wasn't just some kind of injury. I completely immobilized myself. I couldn't even open a door. I couldn't live a normal life, let alone do labouring in the freezing cold rain at my carpentry apprenticeship. So I had to jack it all in. I had to jack all of that in and quit my apprenticeship, quit this promised career of becoming a carpenter, and just go back to the drawing board of just, you know, working at Home Bargains in the evenings for 4 hours a night. Okay, and that was my lowest point. I had no idea what I was going to do with myself, and it made me think, what are you going to do with yourself now, mate? What direction are you going to take? You've got nothing now. Trades, or the trading, you know, the trade industry was completely written off. There's no way I'm going to go back to doing bricklaying or carpentry ever again, because I don't want to risk my arm getting torn. So what are you going to do? I went to YouTube. Just like everyone does in a situation like that, I went to YouTube and Google, how can I make money? What's an industry that makes a lot of money? This is the thing, I always knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I always knew I wanted to make a lot of money. So I searched on YouTube, watching videos from people. How to make good money, how to make money online, what's a good career to take to make good money, how do you make good money starting from scratch, what are the lowest entry positions you can get into that pay good money. Okay, these are all of the kind of stuff that I was searching on YouTube, on Google, asking friends, all of it. And I came across the famous, and I'm not going to name names, the famous whole space of, you know, selling a low 997 ticket course that a YouTuber has made, that teaches you how to make money online. Okay, and this was to start a marketing agency. Now, I do want to make one thing clear. There's nothing wrong with 997 courses. Well, some of them are, obviously, but I don't want to, you know, make a blanket statement and say they don't work, because they absolutely do. I've got friends that sell them that work. I know people that sell them that work, and I'm not using it as a blanket statement that they don't work. I'm just saying that in my personal experience, I went through one that was a bit crap. Okay, so if you're going to buy a course like that, do your own research. And I'm going to be truthfully honest with you, I probably will end up selling a course like that in the future. But one, I won't sell it for 997, and two, I'll actually make it work. Okay, so just want to make that clear. Nothing wrong with 997 courses. Just do your own research. They do work, 100%. They're good people selling them, but just like anything, there's also bad people selling them as well. Okay, so do your own research. I'm not slagging them off, just to make it clear. Okay, when I was 18 years old, I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to become a multi-millionaire. I'm going to live in Dubai. I'm going to have all of this kind of stuff. I'm going to be an absolute, I'm going to be the absolute guy. I'm going to have all of this kind of stuff. Okay, I bought this course for $997, and it was crap. It was crap. Okay, it was to start a marketing agency. I went through it. It was crap. Didn't teach me anything. And well, it did at the time. I thought this is it. But I realized when I tried to apply the knowledge, it was really outdated and just didn't get me anywhere. And I was back at square one. Okay, so I had no idea where to go from then again. But I was so set on the idea of starting a marketing agency from this course that I was like, no, I'm going to make this work. Because I'd made friends of people that had made it work. I knew people that made it work. I'd seen people that I just knew that it worked. So I was like, why can't I do it? All I needed is the right information. So I spent another £2,500 on a mentor, a one-to-one mentor to help me scale my agency. Yeah, another waste of £2,500. He wasn't very good. Spoiler alert, he was not very good. Okay, and it wasn't a scam. I was brought into this mentorship, and it was just recycled content from other gurus in the space. And I just, I'd been completely ripped off, to be honest. So I was again at square one. Square one again. I've been at square one 2 or 3 times now. I was like, how am I going to do this? I had no idea. I had nothing to show for the past year and a half, and thousands of pounds spent in these courses and mindset things and mentorships. I had nothing to show for it. Okay. Until Again, I was still trying to make this agency work. I was determined. I'm going to make this work. I came across someone who was pretty big in this space. And I'm not going to name names just yet. I probably will later on in this live of this YouTube channel. I probably will name the name. But a pretty big name in the SMMA marketing agency space. I actually managed to get in contact by accident by going through one of their funnels. And they tried to pitch me their program. And I was like, no, I can't. I haven't got any money. I can't buy your program. You're wasting your time. I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, it's cool. And we just got chatting, me and this guy. And we just got chatting about like how I got to this position, what I'm doing for work. I was working at Co-op at the time. I'd substituted Home Bargains for the Co-op instead because it's more money. I was working a dead retail job and I was in a lot of pain. I was telling him this, and he was like, well, listen, man, I want to try and help you out. I've got a position here at the company for an appointment setting position, where I would go out on social media, on platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, what else was there? Twitter, School, all of these kind of platforms, social media platforms. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light right so you can see me. And pitch people this program. Okay, try and get people into the program in the same way that this guy tried to get me into the program in the beginning. And he was like, my best setters do around, $2 to $4 grand a month. I think it could help you out. Only work required is about 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day. Would you be interested? And I was just like, you know what? Let's give it a try. Okay, because the guy that I'm telling you about now is extremely well respected in the industry. I fully trust him. He's a good personal friend of mine now as well. I fully trust him. I've trusted him back then. And I was like, sure, why not? Just to see if I can make a couple $100 quid. Just to see if I can make a couple $100 quid, just to help myself out, pay my bills, pay off my debts, because I was in a couple of grand debt from buying a car. I was in a couple of all of this kind of stuff. I had a lot going on. I felt like I was drowning. So I was like, okay, cool, let's try it. Try and make some quick money. And I joined the team as an appointment setter, completely fresh. I had no idea what I was doing, but I learnt. And within 2 months, I'd become the best appointment setter on the team. And what I mean by that is I was starting to book the most appointments out of every person on the team. And as a result, I was getting paid a lot of money. Okay, paid per appointment that I booked. And I started to make a lot of money to the point where it was actually triple my income at the Co-op. I think it was triple. I don't think it was triple exactly. I think it was very close to triple. And then on top of that, I had the Co-op wage as well. But it was getting to the point where it was hard to manage. And I was like, oh my God, this is, I've made some pretty good money here. And it's promising. This isn't going to go anywhere. This is legit. I'm actually helping people out. It's basically an online sales job. Why don't I just go full time with this and smash it and see how far I can get? So from December 1st, I handed in my notice. December 1st, last year, 2023, so less than a year ago now, I handed in my notice to the Co-op. And I was like, I'm going to go full time with this and see how far it can take me. And it's the best thing I ever did. 1 month later, because it was a 1 month notice, I'd quit my job and I was working kind of for myself. I mean, I was working for these guys. They were kind of like I'm a freelancer and they were my client. That's basically how it was. Because it was from my phone and my laptop, I chose when I worked, I chose where I worked, and it was just the dream. Like I said, I now still do this sort of work. I'm more at scale. I'm an appointment setting agency now. So I've got more clients that I do this for. And it's unbelievable. It's one of the easiest ways to make money as a beginner. All you need to know is how to sell at a very basic level, which I believe anyone can do. I started from scratch. I didn't know anything about sales and I became really good within 2 months from learning from people who were good, okay? Becoming an appointment setter, which I'll explain later on, is easily the most simple and most effective way to start making money online as a beginner, okay? You don't have to start your own business. You don't have to start a drop shipping store and start, e-com. All of this kind of like AI structured business models or anything like that, anything too technical. All you need is your phone and a little bit of confidence on camera because you record videos and you try and pitch people, okay? and learn how to sell at a very basic level. You're not selling a 10 grand program, you're selling a 30-minute meeting, and that's infinitely easier than selling a 10 grand program. It's ridiculously accessible for everyone to get into. Okay, so that's what I did. That's how I got here. I got very lucky. I found someone who was big in the space. Like I said, it was complete luck. I'm not going to pretend it was a big plan. And I was granted with the very fortunate opportunity, and I thank them with all of my heart that they gave this to me, of becoming an appointment setter for them. Okay. Fast forward to now, I now make well above, I'm not going to tell you how much I make, not just yet anyway, well above the average wage in the UK, well above the average wage in the UK. And I determine my own prices, okay? I work wherever I want, whenever I want, however I want, all of this kind of stuff, okay? So I am still technically an appointment setter, but I'm at a larger scale. So I've got my own business. So I've got other clients that I do this for. I've got several clients and I charge my own prices. And that's how I got here, okay? I got here by sheer desperation and luck. And this is the thing that I want to teach to you people, okay, that are watching this video. If you really want to make money online, if you really want to quit your job, if you really want to achieve a certain goal, if you just show up every single day, you will eventually make something work. Okay, I know in my case, I was trying to start a marketing agency. I did temporarily put it on hold to do this appointment setting position because I needed money bad. And now it's all coming to fruition, and I now have an agency that does appointment setting. Okay, if you want it bad enough and you show up every single day, you do the work, and you just don't stop until something kind of works, you'll get there somehow. Believe me. Okay, I was desperate. I needed to get out of the co-op. It was embarrassing. I was so embarrassed telling people I work at the co-op. Listen, I want to make this clear. If you want to do that, it's fine. But me at 19, I had big goals and big aspirations and dreams, and everyone that I knew that about me as well. And they, I just got embarrassed telling people that all I did was work at the co-op, because they were like, "Oh, what are you doing in the meantime?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't tell them I had a marketing agency in the background. I was failing because of me, the person I was that was running it. That's how businesses fail. It's not the business, it's the person that's running it. And that is why I was failing. Now looking back as a successful business owner. But yeah, like eventually, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you will have to get a haircut, all right? So that's how I got here. I did get lucky, but I also worked extremely hard. I was given a very, very fortunate opportunity, and I took it by the balls and milked it, okay? Now I'm here. So to give you a bit more context on appointment setter, I know I basically gave you a rundown there, but just so I can give you guys more clarity, it's basically where these companies that sell programs or they sell a service, they need traffic to the program, okay? Especially if they sell a high ticket program, anything more than about 3 to 5K, okay? That's not easy to sell on just some funnel or just some website. Oh, click and give me $5 grand, you get access to this program. You need to meet the person, you need to have a sales call. Now, these business owners have a lot of tasks that they need to complete every single day. They don't have time to be bringing all of this traffic in. So they need people, they need to outsource to people that will go and do it for them, okay? Now that is where you come in, and that's where I come in as well, okay? So me as a company, I go out and I get these people appointments so that they can get on the call and try and sell their service, okay? And this is normally a service of like how to start a marketing agency, for example, like I said there, how to get a 6-pack, how to launch your own Amazon store, like all of this kind of stuff in the online space, teaching how to do stuff. I go out and I get these people appointments, people who are interested in that service and people who sell that service. I'm bridging the gap, okay? I'm bridging that gap. I'm bringing that person who's interested and wants to learn how, and the person who sells the solution, and I'm bringing them together. That is where I come in, and that's where you come in if you want to do the same thing. So I'm much larger scale, like I said, I'm an appointment setting agency, but this is so ridiculously accessible for everyone to get into because these guys pay for your performance. Okay, so for example, I was paid per appointment. I charge my clients per appointment and commission, and a base sometimes as well. So a base is like a monthly income plus commission on the close, and then plus commission on every single appointment I book. And now I'm at the fortunate position where I've been doing this for so long, I have so much leverage in the industry that I can decide how much that I charge and how much that I get paid, okay? But in the beginning, if you're trying to find a little way to make a couple £100 online, or just a little bit of an income online, appointment setting is easily, and I have nothing to sell you here, I promise. I'm literally just telling you, like, you can check the description or whatever. I have nothing to sell you here. It's easily the easiest thing to get into as a beginner. Okay, you haven't got to start your own business or be really smart. These guys will show you literally how to do it. They'll show you how to do the job. They'll show you how to do this task, and they'll pay you for how good you are at it. Okay, and like I said, you only have to learn how to sell at basic level, which anyone can do. So you establish a pay per appointment model, which I recommend, something like $30 to $50 per appointment, and you book as many appointments as you can with people who are interested in that you can actually help. And then you get paid per appointment. If you do $30 to $50 per appointment and you book 100 appointments a month, like I was doing, that's more than a full-time income. Now, so that you can get an idea of the kind of income you can make as an appointment setter, you can go from anywhere from about $3,000 to $5,000 a month, and that's speaking from experience. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into exact details of what I've made. Maybe I will later on, but I was definitely in that range, £3,000 to £5,000 a month. Okay, that is the kind of example you can, expect to make from being an appointment setter, and how you can understand that this easily could replace your job as long as you get a little bit good at sales. That's all you need to do, basic sales skills. You can make £3,000 to £5,000 a month online from your phone. And because it's from your phone, you can work from anywhere in the world that you want. You can work whenever you want, and all this kind of stuff that I've been banging on about in this video, okay? So that is a prime example of what you can expect, just so I can make it clear to you from my experience as well, just to inspire you even more, okay, that this is so much more accessible than you think. And trust me, the position you're in right now, in the job that you hate, believe me, you can get out. Believe me, you can get out. There are ways. Even if you, I know it's not making 10k a month or making 50k a month or being a millionaire online like all of these gurus. If you just want to learn how to replace your income online, make a decent income, work for yourself basically, right? This is a really, really easy way to do it. Now from here, like I said, once you get good, you can take several different routes. So a typical trajectory for an appointment setter, which I nearly took myself, was, so you're an appointment setter, you can now become a closer, so someone who actually takes the sales calls, and you can take a larger commission on the sale. Or you can start your own agency like me, appointment setting agency, do it at a larger scale, hire a team, and you can do whatever you want. For me, that was best suited. Or you can also go from appointment setter to sales rep, become really good at sales, and then coach people on how to sell, and then sell a program on how to sell, and then you can hire your own appointment setters. It's the easiest way to get started, okay? I can't stop stressing that enough, okay? So I hope that gives you a strong idea of how I got here and how you can do it yourself. Just be willing to put yourself out there a little bit, okay? Be willing to learn basic sales skills, and be willing to be okay on camera, okay? There's no cost to start. You don't have to pay anything. You're paid per performance, so as long as you can get somewhat good, you get paid. There's no risk for them, so you haven't really got to stand out that much. You just say to them, hey, if I can book you 10 appointments, would you pay me 40 quid per appointment I can book you? You haven't got to pay me a base salary or anything like that. I'll do all of the work myself. You only pay me if you get the appointment. Or you can go one step further and go, hey, could I put a bunch of qualified appointments on your calendar, and all I want is 5% of the commission if they close? There's no risk for you. I'll do all of the work. I'll fill your calendar with appointments, and you only pay me if they close. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that unless you absolutely have to, because then you're relying on their sales skills. But it's so easy accessible. You haven't got to pay anything to start. You don't really have to stand out that much. There's no risk for you, and there's no risk for them. Okay, so that's how I got started, and that's how I'd recommend any young lad or someone who is very new to the industry on how to get started in this space immediately. Like I said, there's no risk, no upfront money you got to spend, nothing like that. Really, really simple. Okay, and now I'll show you the kind of life that you can live from doing this kind of job. This is the kind of life that you can live. These are the kind of people you can meet. For example, I am friends with several millionaires now, who are, much richer than me, several people who are making multiple six figures a year, several successful people. I'm not saying that to sound materialistic or to brag, but I'm saying that to show that once you get into this industry, you meet some really interesting people that give you more opportunities. Once I got in this industry and I started meeting more people that were into the same things and doing the same sort of stuff work-wise, I got even more opportunities. And now I'm at the point where I'm hanging around with some really successful people who inspire me every day and collectively give me more opportunities as well. There you go. That's how I got here. That's what I do now at larger scale. I have a team, I have more clients, but that is how I got started as a complete beginner, as an appointment setter in these businesses. These businesses desperately need appointments. It's the oxygen for their company. Having appointments on their calendar, they need it. Honestly, I can't even begin to explain how important it is for their company and how easily accessible it is for anyone to get started as an appointment setter. There's no risk for them because they're paying you per appointment, and there's no risk for you because you've got an income again. I know it's not guaranteed, it's based on your performance, but don't you think you can get somewhat good enough to get someone to book an appointment? It's not hard, trust me, it's basic sales skills. You find someone who's interested, you find someone who sells the program that can help them out, and you go, hey, do you want to hop on a 30-minute call? Sure. 30 quid, 40 quid, 50 quid, whatever. It's so ridiculously simple, okay? And I wish more people knew this, and I'm sharing my secrets now. And then you can get to the point where you have your own business like me, larger team, more clients, and charge your own prices, okay? So that's how I got here. That's how I left the rat race at 19. So let me give you an idea of the kind of life that I've been living from having this freedom as well, okay? So seeing as I don't need to answer to anyone really, I mean, you have your clients, of course, but you know what I mean? Not having to, you know, wear whatever or be somewhere at a certain time or all of this kind of stuff. In April, I went on a cruise to Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, so Holland. I went to Spain twice in August, and then I did Italy as well in August. So that was 3 holidays in August. So what's that? 4? It's 4 holidays so far. So yeah, April, the cruise. August, I did Spain twice and Italy once. September, I didn't do holiday, but in October I went to Spain again because I thought, why not? What else did I do in October? Yeah, October, November, literally last week I went to Budapest with my friends who are also in this space and also making a lot more money than me, which is inspiring. So I did that. I'll put pictures on the screen. I think I might have put pictures on the screen already. What else am I doing? So it's November now. December, I'm going out for a nice meal in London. I don't know if you're familiar with Bob Ricard. I'm going out for a nice meal with my friends in London to Bob Ricard. It's not really a holiday, but in January I'm going to either Istanbul or Cape Town. Not confirmed yet on either one, but I'm definitely going on holiday in January to Istanbul or Cape Town. In February I'm going to be going to, where am I going to? Going skiing in Spain again. I'm also potentially looking at Dubai as well in February. If not, I'll do that in March. In March, I'm going to Cheltenham Races, which is not holiday again, but it's still a pretty cool event that I wouldn't be able to do at a 9 to 5. In April, I'm going to New York. Nothing's been confirmed for May, June or July, but in August, I'm going to Marbella and we're having a yacht party for one of my friends. There you go. Like I'm able to do these things. I don't have to ask anyone if I can go on these holidays. I don't have to worry about the money. I don't have to worry about the time. Like I can just live exactly how I want to live. So if this doesn't convince you to take a step in the right direction to making money online or to sorting your life out and chasing your dreams, then I don't know what will. I'm 20 years old. How many years have I got left? Probably like 70 or 80. You know, if you can just get the right mindset young and work extremely hard and connect with the right people, that honestly, you'd be surprised how far you can go. I am a little bit scared to see how far that I'm going to go because I've got so much leverage now from how much work I put in and the people that I know. I'm scared and excited. So there you go, there's an insight. What's that? This year, six holidays in 2024? And then I'm probably going to be on like 6 to 10 more in 2025. Like, you know, I'm able to travel the world and not worry about the money all the time. Isn't that what you want? There you go. I've just given you the path. If you have any questions about how this works or how you can get into it, because I have helped a couple of friends of mine as well be able to do this. For example, a good friend of mine, Jamie, I've just landed him an appointment setting job, but he is on. I'm not going to say the exact figures because that's, you know, down to him to decide. But I'll give you an example. He's, you know, about to quit his job, and he's moving to Thailand because he's making a pretty decent income online. There you go. I'm able to help people do this. I've helped a few of my friends do this now. I know the industry inside and out. I know how to get good at it. I know how to find these jobs. If you have any questions, just reach out, okay? I hope that helps. See you soon.